right now.
Yeah.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like...
For Angel Reese, though, the announcement must have felt like a nightmare. Somewhere in Chicago, she was likely staring at her phone, realizing in real time that her rival had once again surged ahead in a race she can't seem to win. Just months earlier, Reese had been positioned as the centerpiece of Reebok's basketball revival, with Shaquille O'Neal himself backing her signature sneaker deal. But in the cruel light of this moment, the contrast couldn't be more brutal. While Clark's Nike rollout is treated like the coronation of a global icon, Reese's Reebok campaign looks like a clearance bin afterthought. Nike didn't simply give Clark a logo, they gave her a phenomenon. The double C isn't flashy for the sake of being flashy. It's sleek, symbolic, and perfectly layered with meaning. Two interlocking C's with a subtle third hidden inside, representing her confidence, her connection with fans, and her limitless range on the court. It's design genius that elevates Clark from athlete to cultural icon. Nike circled October 1st as the official drop date, and fans worldwide are already treating it like a holiday. This isn't just sportswear. It's the opportunity to wear a piece of Clark's rise, to be connected to the unstoppable momentum she represents. The fan reactions confirmed what Nike already knew.
We're able to play one good game, and then we play a bad game, then we play a good game, then we play a bad game. So I think for us is like...
People called it unique, creative, clean, simple, yet powerful. Some said it reminded them of Chanel or Gucci, turning Clark into something bigger than just a basketball player. She's a luxury brand. Nike is deliberately positioning her as not only a sports figure, but a global cultural product. That's why her $28 million 8-year deal isn't just a contract, it's a statement to the world. Caitlin Clark isn't the future of basketball. She is basketball. The numbers backing her up are devastating for anyone trying to compete. Her jerseys are not only the best sellers in the WNBA, they're the second highest in all of basketball, surpassing LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Anthony Edwards. Her draft day jersey sold out faster than any jersey in sports history, gone in under an hour. When Nike dropped her special edition Kobe sneakers, they disappeared in minutes, immediately flipping on eBay for double or even triple the retail price. The hype isn't manufactured. It's organic, relentless, and global. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's rollout has been met with little more than polite shrugs.
That spreads as much joy and excitement about the game and really just life in general, but also still be.
Her first signature shoe tied to the All-Star game was unveiled in a basic white colorway that critics immediately slammed as uninspired. Reviewers said it wasn't a bad shoe, but in the same breath admitted it was bland, safe, and forgettable. No frenzy, no resale market, no stampedes at Foot Locker. While Clark's fans are camping outside stores to get anything with her name, Reese's merchandise sits untouched on racks, destined to be discounted before anyone notices. This gulf between them is no accident. It's what happens when one player elevates the sport itself while the other tries to ride its wave. Clark doesn't just dominate on the court, dropping buckets with Steph Curry-like range. She commands the cultural conversation. Her name sparks headlines across the globe. When she shows up to practice in Nike pants with her logo stitched on them, it makes the news. When her All-Star jersey dropped, it sold out in 15 minutes flat. She's an event every single time she moves. Reese, on the other hand, is learning the hard truth that not all hype translates. Signing with Reebok was supposed to make her the face of their comeback, but Reebok hasn't been relevant in basketball for decades. Even with Shaq and Allen Iverson leading the charge, the brand is stuck fighting nostalgia while Nike builds empires. Reese's Halo logo, meant to give her brand an angelic identity, has been mocked for sounding more like a video game expansion pack than a cultural statement. Instead of sparking devotion, it highlights the gap between her and Clark. The Syrian rivalry between the two women has always had undertones of envy, but now it's undeniable. Reese rarely says Clark's name, often referring vaguely to herself as a co-pioneer of women's basketball's growth. It's not just because of one person, she insists, implying she shares equal credit with Clark for the sport's rise. But fans see through the shade. Every sidelong comment, every interview where she dodges Clark's name feels like desperation. Reese wants to be part of the conversation, but the truth is the conversation doesn't need her. Clark alone is enough to keep the WNBA at the center of sports culture. Nike's investment has seismic business implications, and Reebok knows it. In boardrooms, executives must be staring at spreadsheets with sinking hearts. Caitlin Clark's merchandise doesn't just sell, it becomes cultural currency. Her logo is already splashed across gyms in Madrid, Tokyo, and Rio. Kids on different continents who barely know the WNBA exists are lining up for her gear. That's what $28 million buys: global appeal, transcending leagues and languages. Reebok, by contrast, is struggling just to convince people in Chicago that Reese's shoes matter. The timing of Clark's logo reveal couldn't have been more brutal for Reese. As the season winds down and fans reflect on who owned the year, Nike dropped a cultural bomb that erased any doubt. Clark isn't just relevant, she's untouchable. And here's the cruelest part: she's doing it while sitting on the sidelines. Even injured, Clark generates more headlines, sells more merchandise, and drives more conversation than Reese did all year while fully active. That's the definition of superstar power, when you don't even need to play to dominate the sport. Critics tried to nitpick Clark's logo. Sports Illustrated ran an article citing random online opinions that dismissed the design, but it backfired. Fans rallied around her, exposing the critique as little more than confirmation bias. Most people love the simplicity, the elegance, the cultural weight behind it. And every attempt to tear it down only strengthens her supporters, making her brand bulletproof. At the end of the day, the contrast between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese isn't about talent alone, it's about trajectory. Clark elevates everyone around her. Her teammates benefit from the spotlight she brings. The Indiana Fever became playoff contenders the moment she joined the roster. The WNBA's ratings, attendance, and relevance skyrocketed because of her. She's not just building her career, she's reshaping the entire league. Reese, by contrast, hasn't elevated her team, her brand hasn't shifted culture, and her personal spotlight is fading under Clark's shadow. Nike sees the truth. That's why they put the full weight of their marketing empire behind Clark. This isn't just about a logo, it's about history. It's about a generational athlete redefining what it means to be a superstar in women's sports. Every billboard, every sold-out hoodie, every viral TikTok of her logo is a reminder that Caitlin Clark isn't competing with Angel Reese. She's leaving her behind. Reebok may have hoped Reese would be their comeback story, but in the face of Nike's empire, she's little more than a footnote. The so-called rivalry was never close, and now it's barely even believable. Clark is building an empire. Reese is still trying to build credibility. And as Nike prepares to flood the holiday market with double C gear, the choice is clear. There's dominance, there's relevance, and then there's everything else. Caitlin Clark owns the first two. Angel Reese is left scrambling for the third, wondering how to catch a rival she was never close to catching in the first place. So here's the real question. Are we witnessing the birth of a Jordan-like empire in Caitlin Clark's brand? One that will define women's basketball for generations? Or is this just the beginning of an even bigger revolution in how female athletes are marketed worldwide? Comment, Baby Goat, if you're rocking with Caitlin's rise, and let us know in the comments!